following program is sponsored by Michael W. Smith. The views expressed on the following program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership.
Phoenix, Brother Mike, Arizona, HardcoreChristianity.com. Hey, welcome to the program. Thank you for tuning in today. Today's Bible study, Catholic Copulation. Viva la France. Today on Hardcore. Hey, you call somebody and tell the radio program's on. I'll do my usual announcements while you make that call. Thanks for your help. This is Brother Mike. I am the professional counselor at the Arizona Deliverance Center. We're downtown on 15th Avenue, just south of Osborne Road, in the heart of Maricopa County, Arizona. We're on the west side of the road. That's the red brick building. And on the website, hardcorechristianity.com, as you know, we have all of our ministry services. You've been going there for the last 19 years. Thank you so much. Thursday and Friday nights is our teaching and deliverance services that start at 7 p.m., broadcast live on our YouTube channel. Go to youtube.com/House of Healing AZ and listen to the service live or on tape delay. Our seminars are also on the website. They're all free. You can sign up for one. I have a Saturday training class once a month you can sign up for. If you know somebody that needs to be delivered and they won't come to the Deliverance Center or they're out of state, send me an email, mike@hardcorechristianity.com. I'll send you the miracle deliverance list. They can get delivered at home in a step-by-step process that works 100% of the time. The miracle list at mike@hardcorechristianity.com. Don't forget to hit the PayPal button and send us another donation. And don't forget about Sister Karen. She's on the home page of the website, and she is ready to list your house for sale. She loves working with born-again Christians. God bless you. Catholic Copulation in France. Okay, I've been doing this radio show for 19 years. I started in 2002, as you know. And 2002, I did my first radio show on Roman Catholicism in 2002, and it was on sexual perversion in the Roman Catholic Church. That was in 2002. Not one thing has changed anywhere for any reason. Check this out. This article comes out of Great Britain, a major inquiry into the Roman Catholic Church in France, called the French Catholic Church. The study was just complete and has now been published. It's unbelievable. Actually, it isn't unbelievable. I've been talking about it since 2002 on the radio. Here it is. Quote, some 216,000 children, mostly boys, have been sexually abused by clergy in the French Catholic Church since 1950, a new inquiry has found. The head of the inquiry said there were at least 3,200 abusers and accused the church of showing a cruel indifference toward victims. Pope Francis, when he heard the report, quote, felt pain, unquote, on hearing about the inquiry's findings. A Vatican statement said, oh, well, that's going to help a lot. One of those abused said it was time that the church reassess its actions. You think? Time to reassess their actions. That's an interesting, novel, new thought. The article goes on. Here it is. Quote, the inquiry found the number of children abused in France could rise to 330,000 if we take into account abuses committed by lay members of the church, such as teachers at Catholic schools. The man who did the inquiry said it marked a turning point in France's history. He said, quote, you have finally been given institutional recognition to the victims of all the church's responsibility, something that bishops and the Pope have not yet prepared to do. Can you imagine that? Not yet prepared to do? Remember the Boston Diocese scandal? Unbelievable. They haven't done a thing. Nothing. And I'll tell you why in a minute. According to the Vatican statement, the article says the Pope learned about the report after he met visiting French bishops over the last few days. His first thoughts were for the victims, with deep sadness for their wounds and gratitude for their courage in coming forward, said the Pope, unquote. Can you believe this? How many times do people have to cry wolf before you just ignore this stuff? Well, that's exactly what they're doing, ignoring it. Quote, his thoughts also turned to the church in France, and that in recognizing these terrible events, united by the suffering of the Lord for his most vulnerable children, it can take the path of redemption. They're making up new stuff to respond to these sex scandals. Doing a pretty good job of it there. It sounded pretty good. Quote, the report's release follows a number of abuse claims and prosecutions against the Catholic Church worldwide. The independent inquiry, it says, was commissioned by the French Catholic Church in 2018. It spent more than 2.5 years combing through court records, police and church records, and speaking to victims and witnesses. Most cases assessed by the inquiry are thought to be too old to prosecute under French law. They have statute of limitations laws in France, as we do here in the United States of America. Quote, the report is nearly 2,500 pages long. The vast majority of victims were boys, many of them between the age of 10 and 13. It said the church not only failed to prevent abuse, but also failed to report it, at times knowingly putting children in contact with predators. Can you believe this? If you took the references to France and the Catholic Church of France out of this report, it reads almost exactly like the report that came out decades ago on the Boston Diocese in Massachusetts. The response is the same. The victims, the totals were astronomical. The victimization was incredible. The mental abuse was unthinkable. Not one thing has changed. I'll tell you why in a minute. Quote, there was a whole bunch of negligence, of deficiency, of silence, and institutional cover-up, the head of the inquiry said. He said that until the early 2000s, the church had shown deep, total, and even cruel indifference towards its victims. Well, color me stunned. I'm absolutely shocked over that one. The report says, quote, the victims are not believed, not listened to, and when listened to, they are considered to have perhaps contributed to what had happened to them. Duh. That reads exactly like the report of the Boston Diocese decades ago. This is exactly the same material. Quote, while the commission found evidence of as many as 3,200 abusers out of a total of 115,000 priests and other clerics, it said this was an underestimation. The Catholic Church is, after the circle of family and friends, the environment that the highest prevalence of sexual violence occurs. Can you imagine this? Why, sure you can. This is simply a repeat of all of the thousands of news articles, research events, investigations that have gone on about Roman Catholicism since the 6th century. The 6th century. Hello? This has been going on like this since the 6th century. It didn't get the worldwide publicity it has since the Boston Diocese pipe bombed. But nonetheless, it doesn't matter. It's the same old problem recycled again. Pope Benedict, when he was the Pope, got a load of this, the depth and the breadth of this sexual perversion in Roman Catholicism. He quit. He was flabbergasted. He said, you got to be kidding me. I'm out of here. I don't want to be Pope anymore. He bagged it. because he couldn't believe it. This is happening. Why? Because in the 6th century, Roman Catholicism was founded, basically, and it was mixed in with satanic false doctrines and the traditions of men. This is exactly what Jesus warned against with the scribes and Pharisees. This thing got infected, and the devil came up with all kinds of doctrines for the Roman Catholic Church. One of them was celibacy for priests. And when they came up with that doctrine of celibacy, they triggered an insane system of sexual perversion for obvious reasons. Who would want to be a priest? Well, let me think about that for a second. A priest, I have to be celibate. I can never get married. I can never have a family. Let me think about that. That would be great. Yeah, I'm gay. I'm gay and I don't need to get married. So I'll decide to become a Catholic priest. And there you have it. Homosexuals and bisexuals flooded the priesthood, and guess what happened? Dangling a 10-year-old boy in front of a bisexual or homosexual priest over a period of time. Hello? It's like waving a red flag at a bull. It's that simple. They cannot contain themselves. Why? What's the major problem? What's the basic problem? Of course it is. It's demons permeating the system. Systemic sexual perversion permeates Roman Catholicism. It cannot be stopped. It will never be stopped. And it's going to go on permanently. There is no way to stop it. The system has to be torn down and they need to start it over. That is not going to happen. If you are a Roman Catholic and you're listening to this broadcast and you're not angry at me, you are eligible to be delivered from lust demons. Priests and bishops and so on, cardinals, they are massively infected with lust demons. They do not go through deliverance. They prey on young boys. Yes, they do girls too. There are heterosexual priests and bishops. Yes, they impregnate nuns. They get them pregnant. That happens a lot. But they will never be free until the demons are removed. If you are a Catholic and you left the church, but you're still struggling with lust issues, 602-636-5800.
The views expressed on this program are those of the host and not necessarily those of staff, management, or ownership. This program was sponsored by Michael W. Smith.